lovely starshine lights my way to bed. Magic rainbows glisten in my head. Just like a child I live in Wonderland. All my dreams are coming true.
Hi! Today I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how I store and use PDF patterns. If I'm absolutely honest, I use PDF patterns way more than patterns that you buy in the envelopes. They are a little bit more hassle where you've got to cut them out and tape them together. But for me, I am quite spontaneous, so I will think or see a pattern that I want to purchase and I really can't be bothered with ordering it and waiting for the postman to post it through my letterbox. I like to get cracking with it there and then, or I'll talk myself out of buying it and starting it, which I suppose you could say is a good thing because I probably buy way more patterns than I should. But hey, I enjoy it, so why not? I'll carry on doing it. So what I do with my PDF patterns is I use a system called Dropbox. I'm sure you will have heard of Dropbox, but if you haven't, it's a bit like a cloud service where you can store photos and you can store documents, and that means that they are secure, they're backed up, and you can access them across different devices. So I use Dropbox for everything. I use it for my photos, for my blog posts, for these YouTube videos, but I do also use them for my PDF patterns. So what I'll do is I'll print off a pattern. So here is a instruction book, but then of course I've got the big pattern sheet which I'll cut up into the pattern pieces, but I'll save them all electronically using Dropbox, because that means that I can access them on any device. So for example, if I'm at work and I think, oh, I'm going to start sewing the ginger jeans tonight, what I can do on my lunch break is get the instruction manual up on my phone and start having a read through the instructions and what I need to get prepared when I get home. I don't have to wait until I get home or carry a physical pattern around with me. I will show you on my computer what Dropbox looks there and how I get it ordered on there in just a moment. But then in relation to storing the printed patterns themselves, what I use is these large folders, plastic folders. They weren't very expensive. You get about 6 in a pack, and I think they were about £3 or something like that from Tesco, and I use a labelling system. So here, for example, I've got the Colette Laurel dress, and I'll store the pattern in here. So I'll just give you an overview. So you can see in here I've got my pattern sheets, and they're folded up, but I don't have to fold them tiny because they're quite large folders. So I'll just store everything in these pockets. Sometimes if they're smaller patterns, you can fit 2 or 3 in one wallet. So for example, here I've got the Almada robe and the Wear Lemonade Falbella top. They are, because they're tops, well, of course it's a robe and a top. They're not huge patterns, so I've got a couple stored in there, and then I just stick 2 labels on. And then I just keep all these in a cupboard in my sewing room, and then I can access them whenever I need. So I'll show you next bit of a close-up on the PC as to what Dropbox looks like in use, but I definitely recommend that as a way to use and store PDF patterns. Hope that you found that useful. Watch the next little video for seeing it on the PC. Okay, so let's just show you on the PC how I use Dropbox. So I go to my Finder and select Dropbox. And I use this for loads of my stuff, so my blog posts, my instruction manuals and things. So just showing you the blog posts here. For example, my recent one, the Named Yona. I save all my photographs in here and I name them all. So then when I'm uploading them to my blog posts and things, it's really easy to find everything. So that's my second version of the Yona coat that I've got saved in there. So I'll just go back and show you the sewing patterns. So I've got a folder saved for sewing patterns. As you can see, I've probably got way more there than what I should have, but they're all named and I save them all in their own folder. So then if we take a look at one of those, when you download them, they come with several attachments. You have an instruction booklet. So for example, here's the sew over it cami top. And it's really useful because, as I said before, I can view this on my phone. For example, if I'm in the fabric shop and I need to check how much fabric I need, I can get into that instruction manual and check it out. And then there is the PDF pattern itself ready to print. Let's go back into it and show you a different one. Okay, so here's an example of a different one where there's more attachments because the different parts of the different sizes of the pattern are on different PDFs. So this is the named Jonah coat. So there's several of the pattern itself. And then again, there's the instruction manual, so great for seeing how much fabric I need, or if I'm at work and I want to start reading up on what steps I'm doing when I get home this evening. So I find it super useful, really easy to use, and I would definitely recommend it as a way to store your PDF patterns. So that's how I store my PDF patterns. I do hope you found that useful. If you've not heard of Dropbox, I'll add a link into the video notes, so do check it out. I do use the paid version now, but I've only had to start using the paid version since I started making these YouTube videos because videos take up a lot of space. So prior to that, when I was just saving PDFs and photos in my own documents, I found that the free version was more than ample. So don't be put off by the fee if you do intend only using it for storing patterns and things. So I do find that method works really well for me, but I'd love to know what you think. How do you store your PDF patterns, both the paper versions, and also how do you store them electronically? Do let me know by leaving comments below. Make sure, if you've not done already, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with what I'm working on, any tutorials, and of course also my vlog to keep up to date with what I'm making. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Magic rainbows glisten in my head. Just like a child, I live in Wonderland. All my dreams are coming true. Heavy shackles used to hold me